said that they weren't going to be able to come tonight?
We didn't have any emails or anyone asking to be
Okay.
excused.
Right, so we'll try for quorum. If we don't, if we can't get it, then, you know, but we'll wait another, 5 or 6 minutes and then start. I don't want to hold everyone up, but we'll see where we get. Also, to give the applicant a chance to get on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ty, I started making some notes for minutes. Is that necessary in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, just brief notes. I don't think you have to get too specific with things. Address, basic method of operation, that type of stuff.
Right.
Back it off a notch from the previous minutes.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, Glenn. You're very good at taking minutes. I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
Okay.
Right.
Rachel, I think 8 gets us quorum, and we're at 5 right now.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, Reg just signed in as a attendee. Oh, now he's on the panel. Okay. All right. Hello. Okay, so 2 more. In terms of like what the order is, do we pass the minutes now? Or I don't really know how that works. Have other committees been doing that?
It's kind of hit or miss. I think if we have good minutes next month, I don't know that we have minutes from the previous month.
I don't think so.
So maybe
Right.
next month we can
Okay.
tighten that up a little.
Okay.
I know I submitted minutes at one point, but
Yeah, you did. And then I think
that might have been 2 months ago.
I
Yeah.
think it was, yeah, I know I took, yeah, because I think you were there, Glenn, but
You weren't.
I know I took, yeah, you came on late at the last meeting and I took notes, but I kind of, they
Right,
were not
right.
in a set that I would have treated them as minutes.
It's all coming back to me.
Yeah. Are we there yet, Ty?
1 second.
Okay.
I'm counting 7.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at 7.
Okay. We'll give it another 2 minutes. Because as soon as we start, this is what happens. We start and then someone signs in.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of gotten used to starting at like 6:40 and now they
Right.
don't even click in until like 38, 39. We'll see.
Right, I know. And I always sign in early, so because I don't want to have technical problems or anything. sometimes Zoom decides to like do an update like right before I sign on. So I'm like, no, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Leroy.
Hey,
So for the Crosta Pizzeria, are you going to be able to present Mr. Callahan without the applicant?
Yes, I'll be able to do it.
Okay. All right. All right, I mean, it's 6:40, so I guess we'll start. We don't have quorum, but maybe we'll get it as we go. Um, for those who signed on a little later, my name's Rachel. I'm the Permits and Licenses Chair. Welcome to our committee meeting. We'll start with the first applicant, which is the 486 6th Avenue liquor license for a new license for Piccoli 804 LLC DBA Crosta Pizzeria.
Am I muted? No, I'm good.
No.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bob Callahan from Michael Kelly Inc., and I'll be representing tonight. This is an on-premise liquor license application for Piccoli 804 doing business as Crosta Pizzeria. We're located at 486 6th Avenue between 11th and 12th Streets. We're an Italian restaurant that specializes in specialty pizzas, but we also do offer appetizers, salads, and some main courses. Not traditional main courses like an Italian restaurant would have. It's kind of a mixture, but their real thing is specialty pizzas. We'll have 22 tables and 44 seats. A bar with 10 seats. Our hours will be 12 noon to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. So we're not a late night hangout spot. We'll out the door at 11 o'clock. We'll provide light background music for our diners. We will not have any outdoor spaces. I'm sorry, I'm getting voices.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's go ahead.
Yeah. So we won't have any outdoor spaces at this time unless the COVID seating that's outside until the capacity goes back to 100%, which should be soon. There are two operators that'll be running this restaurant, Andres Wang. Who I was hoping would be signed on by now, but is probably having some problems. They both have experience. They've been partners for years. They've run a bunch of restaurants prior. One of them is Piccoli on 6th Court, which is at 522 6th Avenue. And Belly on Fulton Court, which is at 860 Fulton. The other partner is Andres Fabian Rodas. And he was partners in both those restaurants, and then he has experience also at 394 Court Ristorante. So they're experienced operators. They know how to operate establishments with liquor licenses. So if you have any other questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
So I just want to note, we do have quorum now. Karen joined us. So does anyone from the committee have questions? Yep, I see Glenn has his hand up.
So I'm looking at a Google Street View. It appears you do have outdoor space along 6th Avenue and extending down, what is that, 12th Street. Is that part of your, 12th Street? There seems to be a fence that sort of wraps around. I'm not sure if that's part of the property or it's from a previous operator.
Yeah, and there's no outdoor space as part of this application, so everything is inside the establishment.
Okay.
Did someone else have a question?
No, I was gonna say the exact same thing Glenn just said. There's no way they're not gonna use that space that's within that small fence area. This is, I don't see them not using, they're gonna be using that when it gets warm. Because this is the place that's on the corner, no? It's right directly on the corner. Right, so there's no way they're gonna tell me they're not gonna use that space.
Okay, well, that's their answer for now.
It would be nice to know or to hear an explanation for why that is not being used. Even to say we're going to use it later, we're just not ready to add that into the mix, because once you do, of course, you've got to come back to us. You got to go back to the SLA. And
All right, yeah, I know that.
you can do
Well-
that now.
Yeah, the application that's going in though is with no outdoor space.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
My office is the one that's writing it up, and I have yet to hear about an outdoor space.
okay. Glenn, can you put your hand down now?
Yes.
Thank you. Does anyone else, anyone else from the committee have questions? Is there anyone from the attendees? I see there are 3 attendees. Is there anyone there? I think they have to put it in the chat, right, Ty?
Yeah, if you're on the attendee side and you have a question or a comment, you can leave it in the chat, or you can use the raise hand function and I'll unmute you.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay, does anybody from the committee want to make a motion?
Yeah, Reg does.
Okay,
Hey, you didn't even greet me. Now you're trying to put me on the spot.
Hi, Reg.
Hi, Glenn. Yes, I'll make a motion.
all right. Anyone want to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Who was
Oh,
that?
sorry,
I'm
Rebecca. Hi, sorry.
Thank you. Sorry,
Glenn
it
should
didn't pick
have.
up. It didn't pick up your voice fast enough. Thank you. All right, so we have
Take
a
it a minute.
Okay, so we have a motion from Reg, seconded by Rebecca. Is there any discussion on the motion? And this is a motion to approve the application as is that correct?
As presented.
Okay, okay. All right, and no discussion. So at this point, all in favor of the motion to approve as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? You can put it in the chat. What?
Oppose.
Okay, if you oppose, okay, so one oppose. And any abstentions? All right,
I abstain, Jacob.
okay, so one abstention.
So we're looking at what, 611?
That's right.
Okay. Okay, so that makes and we have quorum, so the motion then passes, right?
That's right.
Okay, excellent. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
You. And you can let your applicant know. And welcome.
If I can find them,
If you, okay. All right.
thank you. very much.
Okay, thank you. The next applicant is 233 Butler Street. That's an application to alter an existing on-premise liquor license for Speakman Gowanus LLC, DBA Public Records.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Jake Trissler from Helborn and Levy, and the applicant and owner principal Shane Davis is with me also. I'll let him talk about the more exciting aspects of the application. Just to go over some quick specs with you. So currently this is an on-premise restaurant that has been in operation since 2018. Currently, there are 2 bars with 21 tables and 48 seats. There's an outdoor courtyard consisting of 8 tables and 32 seats. Our intention with this application is to add a second floor to the existing space, which would bump up the totals a little bit by 10 tables, 28 chairs, 6 bar seats, and 1 new bar. So the total for the entire premise after this application were to pass through the SLA would be for 58 tables, 76 seats, 20 bar seats, and 3 bars in total, with the outdoor remaining the same at 8 tables, 32 seats. And I think also, I apologize, I think in the application, the questionnaire you have in front of you, the hours section is incorrect. I believe the stipulations as they exist right now are for 4 a.m. And I have them submitted incorrectly with the closing time of 12 a.m. So just to make a note of that.
And you have Monday and Tuesdays closed.
The application has live music, recorded music, and DJ, and also
Dancing?
Yeah, dancing within the smaller space, the sound room in the back of that. So I can let Shane then talk a little bit more about the plans for the future space. Shane, if you're on, you can go ahead.
Wait, can I just ask one question? Because with the hours you have, with this application, you have it that Monday and Tuesday, you have it closed completely, which would mean that your liquor license would not be effective for Monday and Tuesday at all.
Right, Shane, can you confirm the hours for this? I think that, when we did our research, I think the hours were incorrect.
Yeah, so nice to connect with everyone. Thanks for taking the time with us. The Google hours are, how we're operating right now, which is obviously at a reduced capacity due to COVID and everything that's happening in the world. We intend, as we get our feet back into normal operations, which hopefully will come soon, we'll be back to being a 7-night-a-week restaurant. So Monday and Tuesday will in fact be operating.
Okay.
As well as it also explains the change. We're operating merely as a restaurant right now. In normal times, we have music and other sort of programming as well, hence the later hours.
Right. Just for the liquor license, you could do whatever you want for your operation, regardless, whenever. But for your liquor license, it's always our recommendation that you would want to have as much flexibility, as possible. So that's why we say, even if you want to be closed, you still may want to have your liquor license have the ability to be 7 days a week.
Yeah, and the current stipulations that are signed, we don't want to change hours. So I'm happy to get you an amended page 3 tomorrow. I can send it to Ty with the correct hours.
Okay.
Can you tell me what those hours are so I can get it in the minutes, please?
Yes.
Sure. Shane, can you take that?
So we'll be open 7 days a week. And I think our stipulations Actually, I don't have them in front of me. Jake, do you have them in front of you? We don't actually open, we're only open late Friday and Saturday nights and, holidays and whatnot. But I don't believe if we were stipulated anything on the days of the week. Do you have the information, Jake?
No,
Tell me what's going to be in your revised page 3.
yes, yes.
I mean, generally, we'd probably like the latitude to operate, as late as is possible, despite the fact that we never have and probably never will. But I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure. I don't have the information in front of me exactly what we stipulated when we got our license.
Well, as Rachel said, nobody's going to make you stay open, but they will make you close if you don't
Right.
have the hours listed.
Well, the current stipulations that we believe are to 4 a.m. So can we say 12 noon to 4 a.m. 7 days a week, and then that would cover anything? And if those are not the correct stipulations that are on file with the board, we can obviously amend when we send in this page 3 tomorrow. Would that suffice with the board?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
works.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Was that your question, Glenn?
Well, now that I know what the hours are, I will ask about the outdoor space because we have restrictions on the hours for any outdoor space.
Right.
And I should just tell you that it's absolutely closed, everybody inside by 11, except for Friday and Saturday midnight.
Right.
If you guys are cool with that, I'm going to write that down here. You should.
So the challenge, and we kind of got into a dialogue about this in our first go, is the way that our space is built. The outdoor area it's not like an outdoor area. Well, it is an outdoor area, but it also serves as the entry point to both our restaurant and our music venue. So it's sort of logistically impossible to close the outdoor area. And I believe, based on the nature of our business, we were allowed, to the extent that we're utilizing that as the entrance, to be able to continue to operate. I don't think there hasn't really been any issue.
Is there a floor plan that shows that in here?
You should have on page. Yeah, so the existing courtyard, or I'm sorry, the existing current space, it's labeled current space at the top of the page.
Mm-hmm.
To the left of it, this is the garden. So it's more of a courtyard, right? So the entrance is on Butler Street behind a gate. You walk through this courtyard where you can access both the restaurant and then the music venue. So it's not actually open to the public in a traditional sense of a backyard or an outdoor space. It's more of a courtyard within the two spaces.
But will they be sitting, eating, and dancing in that space?
In the courtyard space?
Yes.
There's definitively no dancing in the courtyard space. Our restaurant will probably close at midnight, although that's kind of to be determined. And so what was the question? So definitely no dancing. The
No
restaurant
dancing. Will they be eating in the courtyard space?
Yes,
Sitting
there's
down
eating.
with tables and chairs.
Yes, there is eating in the courtyard space.
And you're doing that right now.
Yes.
Okay, so Glenn, that's where you were coming from when you said it should be closed at 11 and 12?
Right.
But what is it currently? So we reviewed this application. This is, before. So what are your current hours that you were operating?
Currently, as per the Google hours during COVID, we've been operating to whatever is legal. It was early, and now it's been a bit later. Prior, as we had stipulated with the board on our initial meeting, as was allowed at the SLA, that space remained open to patrons until we closed, because again, it's part of both the entryway and the sort of circulation space between the venue. The whole thing can't operate without that courtyard. That is
So
sort of the entry.
what in terms of your neighbors, did you have issues? Did you have complaints from neighbors about sound in that area with people being
No,
in that
actually,
area and eating and everything?
So to Jake's point, it's not really an outdoor area.
Right.
How the building, it's a very unique building. And so there's the building, and then there's a sort of an outdoor courtyard adjacent to the building. Our entrance is actually on the side of the building. So you walk through a gate. Now, actually, we have this whole sort of sailcloth covering, so it's kind of like indoor outdoor space. And you step in like into the lot off the street into this courtyard that's surrounded by all these fences, and you can either then go right into the restaurant or go further back into the sound room. And as people go back and forth between the venues, the courtyard is kind of the centralized area. So it's not really outdoor space. And because of all the infrastructure around it, we've never really had an issue with sound. We're also in a very extremely quiet block on Butler Street.
Isn't this the old ASPCA?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you didn't have a liquor license before.
Yeah. We have always had a liquor license. Yeah.
You've always had a liquor license, full
They're
liquor
expanding.
license,
Yes.
or they're expanding. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Right. So now
this is an
we're
amendment,
this is an amendment.
expansion.
if I may, I'm looking at a Google Street View. At the front of the building, you've got two arches, one on either side of the main door. And I think what you're describing, Shane, is sort of a steel fence to the left or west of the building.
Correct. So
Yes.
if you see that the steel
Yeah.
fence is actually the entryway. Once you pass the steel fence, you're in public records. You're in an outdoor space, but it's the courtyard within the building, which is one of the reasons we designed that way is to make sure actually we didn't have any patrons on the street, so we can kind of control traffic, keep everyone contained within the premises as opposed to pouring out onto Butler Street.
Okay. So I also want to point out that to the east towards Nevin Street is just a big commercial building. Behind this, north of this building, is all commercial warehouses and small factories, completely from one end of the block to the other.
Right.
The only residential space is to the west on Butler Street, and there's like a large, on the picture I'm looking at is a vacant lot with a sign that says what? Work in progress commercial, but it looks like it's been there for a while, so it might have been held up by COVID. Any idea what that lot will be used for?
The vacant lot next to our garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our landlord actually owns that lot as well.
Okay.
And we've actually we've been for the past couple of years designing some sort of concept for that lot as well. At some point will be some sort of community garden / public space, but we're still figuring that out. We want to do something to sort of beautify that space at some point is the next step for us in our expansion.
Just on that subject, and something I think, as you may be aware, has been coming up more and more in the community is the rezoning. I'm interested, I know this area is, sort of hotly contested, and sort of that plan, especially with the massive structure on the right corner, which seems to be being held by some entity, ostensibly for some purpose in the future. I'm just curious, sort of your thoughts, and sort of as you continue to develop out public records, which has obviously been a very successful space, how you're going to navigate the possible encroachment of residential, and sort of what that's going to look like, and how this plan will, hopefully, work within that greater vision of the rezoning.
Yeah, so we've been following along. I'm sorry, who's speaking? I just kind of got a voice. I didn't see it.
It was a committee member, Jacob.
That's how I like describing myself, just a voice. Sorry, Jacob.
Great. Well, nice to meet you, Jacob. Yeah, so we've been following along, I guess, relatively closely to the rezoning. We have a really good relationship with the Gowanus Canal Conservancy, who's sort of been our guide through all of those implications. We've done a bunch of events and fundraisers actually at Public Records with Gowanus Canal Conservancy. So yeah, I mean, our block on Butler Street, I believe, is not going to have much residential. There's a lot of exciting developments as it pertains to the canal redevelopment, especially directly across from us, which is the tip of the canal, and the treatment center, I believe, is going to be some sort of park. So we're excited to, or we're committed to trying to have more of a voice now that things are actually actualizing. so that we can try to provide our own sort of design and cultural sensibility to some of these things that are happening. But as far as, in the context of this conversation, I'm pretty proud to say that I think we've been phenomenal members of the community. A lot of things that we do are community driven. We open our doors to different community organizations and fundraisers. We pride ourselves on being an incredibly inclusive space. Our doors are open oftentimes at times that we don't create profitable revenue to be a place in the community that people can sort of utilize as a beacon. And so there's obviously a lot of implications in terms of the rezoning that, this is probably not the right platform to discuss. And I can't say I'm, well-versed enough to have a truly deep conversation, as I'm sure you guys are, being so deeply ingrained in the community. But I think for us, it's more so our place in the conversation is we have really strong resources in art and culture, and how could we use those resources to help sort of, in our own way, steer whatever's happening in a way that's reactive to the stakeholders that have been in the community for some time. And so this upstairs space that we're building for this additional bar is actually not just an additional bar. It's really more of a content and a programming space, a place for events to bring people together, to hold different dialogues and conversations. We would love to be the space to be, a canvas for conversations around the rezoning. Because really during COVID, we've become even more of a traditional restaurant downstairs, which has been a great success. And some of the more diverse program that we're going to do needs a real dedicated home now, which is really what this space is about.
I just want to check with Ty, because I'm sure I'm going to be asked this question. Just that, have there been any complaints about noise with regard to this applicant since they opened with this unique setup that they have?
Not to our office.
Okay. So
Yeah, sorry.
and
to clarify-
yes.
Sorry. The outdoor space that we're referring to, is that where you currently, sorry, this is Rebecca, by the way, been having like the outdoor dining during the pandemic? Like, is that the same space that we're referring to?
That is the space that's not the space that's being licensed. That is the space that everyone's kind of talking about as this gray area type of thing. Yes.
Okay. And I guess just to like clarify about the outdoor hours, do you anticipate, now that we're kind of back to 100% indoor capacity, that you'd still be utilizing that space as outdoor seating beyond the midnight that's requested on weekends?
There's always inevitably people out there. I think it's in our best interest and the community's best interest to keep those people as seated as possible. So yeah, our intention is to run that space more as a seated establishment as opposed to just a circulation space. I think that's the best way for us to maintain the sort of level of energy that we're looking for in public records.
Okay.
Glenn?
Is that also used for smoking, that area? Or do you send people out on the street?
We started off as non-smoking, but now we allow smoking to keep people off the street.
Okay, and I meant to ask, the name Public Records, is that because of the history of the building or what?
Great question. So yes, Public Records is a record bar. Our bar is all about, restaurant bar is all about rare records, and it's a double entendre, Public Records. So very, very astute observation.
Make sure that gets in the minutes, Glenn, please.
Yeah, I'm going to make a note of that.
I'm glad someone caught on.
Did I hear you say at one point that?
No, can I ask a question?
Oh. Go ahead, Pauline.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
This additional space that we're taking on for this liquor license, you talk about live music and you talk about dancing. Where will most of your dancing take place?
So we have a dedicated space that's accessed to Long Road, which is why there's never any really noise complaints. We've also invested quite a bit of money in soundproofing. But if you walk through the garden that we're talking about into the back of the building, that actually used to be the cat room when it was an animal shelter, down a long hallway, like about 100 feet in and 100 feet on the other side of the building, abutting that big vacant commercial building, is this box within a box, which is our sound room, which is the music venue, which has garnered a lot of attention for the sound system, but not for the noise, for the clarity. It's a hi-fi sound system. So it's never really pumping.
Is that area marked venue on your diagram?
Correct.
Mhm.
And just so that this is a place that already has had dancing, right?
Yeah, so the
Yes.
only thing changing with this application is the addition of the second floor.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question for point of information? Do you guys need a cabaret license to have dancing?
They did
Well, that's-
they did away. There's no cabaret.
They did away
anymore,
with that?
right, Jake?
Okay,
Yeah, so there's no cabaret licenses anymore. You can
Okay.
as long as your CO is applicable for dancing, you can apply for it.
Right. That actually came up at the last meeting. Someone asked me about that and I didn't know the answer. So thank you.
Yeah, just around the time we got the license, actually, they had done away with the cabaret laws.
Thank
And
you.
I'm sorry, it's just a quick follow-up on the discussion of dancing, which I know Public Records is known for. So is there an additional dance space that's being earmarked sort of in this design here, or is all dancing supposed to be delegated downstairs to that dance room area?
All the dancing is delegated to that dance room area. I'm sorry, it's funny to think about it as being like a dance area, but that, yes. If there's ever, I mean, like
the
this,
sanctioned area to move your feet, yeah.
I hope people will dance a little. There might be some like casual head bopping upstairs at the new space, but definitely there's no dance floor. It's all seated. It's
So
actually
long
there.
as you can tolerate that in the eating area, that's
No, this room is going to be, for anyone that cares, is our sound room is known as this hi-fi system, but this is going to be even more high definition, like you would hear in someone's home, sort of home audio room. So the music is really never going to be, there's not going to be much bass. It's all going to be mids and very sort of like jazz and things like that.
We have some attendees that I just want to make sure if any of them are here on this application, if they have any questions or comments that they want so if they want to raise their hand or note in the chat.
Yeah, I'll just say again, if you're on the attendee side of the meeting, there are 5 of you and you want to ask a question or comment about this application at 233 Butler Street in Gowanus, go ahead and use the raise hand function or put your question or comment in the chat.
Do it now.
Yeah, and Ty, I guess when that question is being asked, I was hoping to do one other follow-up, not on the subject of feet or moving anything like that. Shane, why now? Why do the second sort of license and application at this point in time? It sort of looks like, obviously when you built the space, those stairs were erected there. I'm assuming, with the purpose of this eventually happening. What do you see sort of the reason be doing it at this point in time?
Well, first off, that space we used to be Retrofret, which was the legendary guitar store that had happened at the building before us. So we had always sort of dreamed of doing something there. It's just an amazingly inspiring space that was very near and dear to us during the very long, grueling period of building this place. So when it became vacant, that was very interesting to us to try to sort of pay homage to it in some way. But as I alluded to before, during the pandemic, I'm very proud to say the way that Public Records has been able to stay afloat is to really transform our restaurant into like a whole new level of dining. It was always functioned like a restaurant, but it was never really aspired to be what it is right now. And so doing things like special events and listenings and lectures and things of that nature no longer really make sense in the restaurant themselves because it's a seated dining room. So it's a great opportunity for us to create this dedicated space upstairs that could be specifically for things of that nature, as opposed to the restaurant, which is going to be 7 nights a week restaurant from now on.
Okay. So it doesn't look like any of the attendees have a question or comments on this application. Are there any other questions from the committee? Okay.
I had one follow-up to that. Thank you very much for that, Shane. Sorry. So was that staircase there before and that was the entrance for that guitar store, or was that your addition?
That was our addition. The guitar
addition.
stair used to go through the interior of the building upstairs across this across the roof.
I see. And is that, it's hard to see from the Google Street View, and excuse us for all spying on your building through Google Street View, but is there a balcony there? And excuse me if this is, you've answered this and it's been repeated several times, but is there any congregation of people that's going to happen sort of at a higher level outdoors, or is it all going to be relegated down to that courtyard area, as you said before?
No, it's there's you walk up the stairs and across the roof of the building to get into the space. But this is also probably not going to be so much for public. There's not going to be, on a crowded Saturday night, people aren't going to really be going back and forth that much up and down the stairs. But anyway, that's how you get to it. You go
They
up
come
the
and they go.
staircase. Yes, correct.
There's a skylight in this space. Is that also correct?
In our space, there's a skylight, and in the new space, there's a skylight as well. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone like to make a motion?
Tell Glenn to do it.
I'm taking the minutes.
I'll make a motion for approval. Sorry.
I'm
Jacob?
Jacob? Compete with. I think that was me and
I
Rebecca
heard
simultaneously.
two voices. So was it Jacob and then was that Rebecca again?
Yeah, Jacob can have it.
Okay, so Jacob
Thanks, Rebecca.
made the motion and Rebecca, would you like to second it?
Or I'll second it.
Thank you.
Can we hear what the motion is first?
Yes. Could you say it, Jacob?
Apologies, on mute. The application is to approve all the dancing and lovely activities to occur on the second floor. Approval of the license for the second floor.
Right, with the hours.
The hours, which are what? I'm sorry, it's until 4 a.m.
They're gonna change. They're gonna submit the change.
I apologize. I was not in a position to make this motion, as you can see.
It's okay. I'm helping you.
Just to be clear, we're not changing the hours. The information on the application were filled out incorrectly based on Google instead of actually. We're not changing any hours. But
no, I understand. You're right. What your application is that we have is not correct. So you're going to be submitting the correct one for us. So, but we don't have that with us. So we have to make sure that our motion reflects what we currently have in front of us will be updated. That's all.
Understood. Yeah.
So
Okay.
to clarify, my motion is to approve the application with the updated hours as has been discussed here.
Perfect. And then,
Well said.
thank you. And then Rebecca?
Yes, that
Second?
motion is seconded.
Excellent. Does any discussion on this motion? Hearing none. All in favor? You can say aye, you can put it in the chat. Just let me know.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposition? Any, I'm sorry, I forgot the word.
Abstentions.
Thank you. Sorry, any abstentions? All right, sounds like that was a unanimous.
Thanks, everybody. Pleasure. Hope to
Thank
see
you.
everyone this summer.
Yes, excellent. Congratulations.
Yep, best of luck.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. All right, and the last application is for 149 4th Avenue, new on-premise liquor license for DDC and Sykes LLC, DBA The Armory. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Recording in progress.
All right, that's James KP Sykes, are you the, I can guess. Okay. You're the applicant?
Yes, I am.
All right,
And hello, good evening, everyone. So yes, I am James KP Sykes, applying for 149 4th Avenue, which was formerly known as the Douglas. Myself and my business partner, Oscar Diaz del Castillo, were the former proprietors of the Armory, which was located at 67 4th Avenue. That building was recently sold, so it's just a few blocks away, and we're looking to relocate the business, but obviously we want to go through the proper channels, get proper liquor license, and we are essentially looking to run the same operation that we have always run, which we're a predominantly cocktail bar with small bar bites. We formerly had a backyard. The new location does not have one. And yeah, we're looking for a full liquor license, and then we're going to operate 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Right now, there's a few things I noticed here that need to change. So essentially, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. For Friday, we're looking for 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then on Saturday from noon to 4, and then on Sunday from noon to 2 a.m.
Okay, yeah, this has to be adjusted a little.
Yeah, I noticed
Okay.
that our lawyer had an oversight on that, but that is mainly because with the Armory, we were a 21 and over establishment, and as an effort to be able to have everyone get to kind of enjoy the space, we started opening up for private events on Saturday and Sunday. So for like bridal shower, baby showers, and that would go from noon to 4. Just so that, you know, the little ones could also enjoy themselves in the establishment. But the evening hours of operation were solely for adults to, you know, get a little bit of a respite from the day-to-day grind that is NYC. We were in operation for 5 years at the Armory. And as I stated, we're just looking to continue bringing the same level of enjoyment to the neighborhood. I'm Brooklyn born and raised, grew up in Park Slope and Fort Greene. Over the pandemic, when we were at the Armory, we converted it into a food pantry just to kind of give back to the neighborhood, because that neighborhood has supported us for so long and it's raised me into the man that I am today. So we definitely wanted to be able to give back. We would be looking to attempt to continue to do something like that as long as it can be allowed, because, you know, a lot of different regulations with the pandemic. We've worked very closely with PS 133, which is located right up the street. And my business partner, both of his sons go there. Him and his wife are on the PTA. We have a really good relationship with them. We host Mom's Night every couple of months. So, well, we did. And yeah, we're just, you know, overall looking to just kind of transport the vibe that we initially had going just a few blocks away, as to not alienate most of our clientele, and for us to continue doing everything that we've been doing within the community.
Okay. Anyone from the committee have questions?
Yeah, this is Jacob. I would just like to say I'm sorry. I was sorry to hear about the close of the Armory. Terrific institution, as well as the Douglas, and happy to hear that at least one of them will be sort of reincarnated in this form. So I guess the Armory had that outdoor space, and the Douglas has sort of this event space in the back. Curious sort of how you're going to reconcile what you're losing and what you're gaining here in the new space.
So what our intention is, we would like to maintain the front area as just solely a bar and dining space. And then for the back room, we're looking to predominantly only rent it out for events on the weekends, you know, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We don't fully intend on using it during the week, because it would just be, you know, a little too cumbersome to try to maintain all of that. Our backyard was a little bit easier to handle at Armory, because people were able to just kind of come in and, you know, grab a drink if they needed it. And then also, we didn't use it year round because it's New York. Obviously, December is not the most fun month to sit in a garden. So yeah, we're just looking to use that back space for either, like I said, when we would do like Mom's Night, or we did what we call Give Back Mondays, where we work directly with different political organizations so that they could have people come in and, you know, either help register voters or just have a, you know, just like a little sip and chat. But it's definitely not a space that we intend on using 7 days a week. It would be very overwhelming. And we figure with the size of the front part of the establishment, that would be enough. So yes, we're losing a little bit in regards to not having a lovely, lush urban oasis of a backyard. but we, between myself, my business partner, and we also work directly with the horticulture teacher from PS 133. So we're gonna kind of just turn that back room into just a little bit of an indoor oasis with some nice fresh plants and air plants and just things like that to give people kind of the feel of being outside without the downside of, making a little too much noise and, upsetting neighbors. And that back room, it's a single story structure. So there's no apartments above it. So that should also help circumvent sound issues or complaints. And yeah, again, we're pretty much just looking to use it Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And plants also absorb sound.
Can be absorbent. Yep.
Yeah. Glenn
That's
has
why
a
you got to
question.
sing to them.
Yeah, I think it's delightful, actually. So since we're talking about music, what kind of music? Is it just going to be recorded or is it going to be live?
No live music. We've kind of just been known as the bar that reads the room. We have several set playlists that we play depending on the mood, depending on the day of the week. We control the volume. We do not allow staff to crank it up too loud because they hear Lady Gaga. We just really try to curate an experience that goes, the music goes hand in hand with the beverages and the food that we're going to be providing. So it's, not really going to be a bunch of top 40s, pretty much more like classical, not like Beethoven, but like the classic hits, a little bit of rock, some contemporary, but definitely not like a rager. We've been known as more of an adult establishment, if that makes any sense.
Sure. And I did notice in the application, though, that you have windows that will remain open during operating hours. How is that going to work with music escaping into the streets? I just don't want you to have any problems.
So as far as the original structure of the building, it's the same bay windows that the Douglas had. So there's one bay window that is facing the northeast direction, which is a little bit off from the corner. And I'd say it's maybe about 6 feet wide, and they don't open fully. They just kind of open up just a bit, which with us, the place already has a great air conditioning. We just figure with COVID and everything, people would like some fresh air coming in. So if it ever becomes a problem, it's not an issue for us to just close that. It's just that one window. So it would not be an issue for us to close it.
This is on 4th Avenue?
Yes.
Okay. And then I also just looked at your menu. Is this a historical menu from like 1950s or because I don't know, I'm looking at the pricing. It seems like a historical menu or something that you might find in rural Pennsylvania. Cocktails, $8?
So that was
Amazing.
I thank you. That was the, as I call it, the BC menu, the before COVID.
Right.
That was when, one of our bigger draws was to get people in the door, give them a very affordably priced, cocktail, but still made with love so that they can get a taste of what we offer. And then when it's outside of happy hour and, the prices go up a bit, it's because it's going to be different.
There's happy hour at the top.
Yes.
Now I
So those were
understand.
definitely, yep. So, obviously some things will change as, the cost of operations have gone up for most businesses, but we still like to offer something that's approachable. Like I said, I grew up in a neighborhood. I didn't grow up with a bunch of money, but I've been in the industry for over 17 years. And I know a good deal when I see one. So I'd like to be able to offer that same thing to patrons.
I see the attendee list has gone down a little, but are there, is anyone here for this applicant?
Can we get anything from them so we know why they're here?
You're just interested.
They love the armory.
Just
Thank you.
I think that they're gagged and bound. I mean, it'd be nice to get something from them.
Come on.
Oh,
They-
there.
I mean, they're
There you
awfully
go.
quiet. Why are they here?
They're here to see us all and get to know us.
They're pleading the fifth.
They want to. They've never seen any planning meetings. Okay, same. Yeah,
Good to know.
they're just curious, just
Okay.
curiosity.
We just want to make sure that we're hearing from the community if the community has something to say.
Don't be a hater, Glenn.
Glenn, when we go back to full public meetings,
Oh, see, someone else just said, I applied to join CB6. This is, they said, this is their, indeed, they have not. This is very edifying. Thank you. So we're helping to educate.
Yeah, and feel free to ask us any questions, after the fact if you have any.
Sure,
We'll
but
break
let's
and
finish
answer your questions.
Right,
Can I, can I make a motion to approve
right.
this application that's
Yeah, let's-
presented?
I will second it.
Wait,
Oh, now you're gonna
wait.
say-
Are we done with
we
the
have-
banter? I want these new members to join the committee so we can reach quorum a little faster. All
Right,
Joe?
but wait, he has the hours that he needs to adjust.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I've written them down. I'll read them back. Just
Okay.
nod your head, James. Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday, 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. Saturday, 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. Sunday, 12 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Correct.
I
Okay.
got it right.
All right, so,
I make a motion to approve the
wait,
application that's
wait.
presented with the amended minutes, with the
And-
amended times.
okay, does anyone second that?
I second,
I
Jacob.
did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Glenn already
Okay.
did, sorry.
So Leroy made a motion, Reg seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the motion with the amended hours, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the motion passes unanimously.
I'd like
And,
to abstain, Pauline Blake.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pauline abstained.
I'd like to abstain, Rachel.
I got it, I
Yeah.
got it. Got it, thank you. You got that, Glenn?
I do.
Okay, excellent. And James, if you can just make sure to get that updated hour sheet to Ty, so that we can make sure that your application is
Okay.
updated. Okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Should I drop it off at the location or just email?
it's best to just,
I don't know if the office is open.
we are, but you can email it. That's probably best.
Okay, you got it, Ty.
Great.
And
Okay.
Reg-
Thank you
so-
guys
Reg
for your
and I will see
time.
you- Reg and I will see you at happy hour.
Oh, he beat
I'll
me
be
to
there.
it. I was gonna say it first.
We look forward to
Uh-oh.
it.
Well, Leroy beat me to the motion, so.
Well, thank you all.
James,
I
I'll be there well
appreciate it.
before them. You don't have to deal with them. You can deal with me.
Glenn's gonna help you open, James, every day.
Listen, I welcome all of you with open arms, although my hands might have drinks in them, still open arms.
And a watering can. Cheers.
There it is. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Congratulations.
All right.
All right. Any new business? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Let's see if our attendees have any questions or want to, can we invite them in as panelists?
Yeah, leave them.
Would you leave them
be.
alone?
Right.
I don't have to. I'm not going to force them.
Yeah.
You're trying to.
Okay.
Let them enjoy the process.
Jacob, help me out here.
When we go
I-
back to
New members, right?
We need new members for quorum, please.
I think we've done a lot of good work tonight. So we will say goodnight and everyone have a good night. Thank you.
All right.
Cheers
good
to
night,
that.
everybody.
All
Good night,
right.
good
Good
evening.
night.